Hey everyone, Jacinto here. Shadowlands was originally dated to be released yesterday, but since its delay, we haven't received an official release date for the expansion. The pre-patch has been out for about 2 weeks now. With speculated release dates of late November to early December, it looks like we'll have about 1 month left of pre-patch to go. While some people have been using the pre-patch to take time off WoW, others like me have continued to play. Today I'll be going over what I've been doing to occupy myself on WoW during the pre-patch and get ready for Shadowlands. The first thing I'm doing in the Shadowlands pre-patch to get me occupied is relearning the classes. We saw lots of old abilities returning in the pre-patch, and working these old abilities back into the rotation takes a bit of time to get used to. Although we definitely don't use all of the abilities given to us, some of them will definitely be useful. Do note that we don't have access to all the abilities and some upgrades to abilities. These will unlock in Shadowlands when we're leveling between levels 50 and 60. We also don't have access to our Covenant abilities, which will also be a big part of our rotation, so make sure you leave a couple keybinds for those. The two classes that I'm practicing the most are the Hunter and the Death Knight. The Hunter is my current BFA main, so I do want to keep him up to date as we're still doing Ny'alotha clears from Wrathion, Carapace, and N'Zoth. Just to make sure these clears go smoothly, I do want to keep up the Hunter and know what's going on with it. The Death Knight will be my main class in Shadowlands, so I definitely want to keep up to date with that class. With the Death Knight, I've mainly been playing Mythic Plus so far as a Blood DK, as that's what I really want to push Mythic Plus in. I've also been going into Unholy too, because that's what I'll likely be playing in raids. Since Ny'alotha just got nerfed by 10%, and because keys are easier than they were before pre-patch, it's a great time to get into raids and Mythic Plus just to try out your characters and get used to the new feel of your class. The second thing I've been doing in the Shadowlands pre-patch is gearing up my characters. I'm not too worried about the characters I likely won't play that much during Shadowlands, but definitely the Death Knight, since it will be my main class, I did want to gear it up just to make sure the leveling process goes smoothly. Even though we are promised to get normal Ny'alotha equivalent gear in the pre-patch invasion event, we're not sure when that's going to happen, and I wanted to gear up my Death Knight just so I can do some decent level Mythic Plus to test it out. So since I was gearing my Death Knight, I did want to get its cloak level up, and this meant doing dailies as well as doing visions. Doing dailies and visions in the pre-patch may seem kind of pointless, but I wanted to optimize it as best as I could, and it didn't take that long to get my cloak to max rank. Doing raids in Mythic Plus has definitely been a great way to gear out the characters during the pre-patch. You can also even just do world quests on the characters you don't really care about too much, just to get them up a bit before the invasions hit. The third thing I've been doing during pre-patch is Transmog Farming. Whether you're leveling, PvPing, or doing dungeons, or raiding, you always want to look the best that you can. And chances are, there is a certain Transmog set that appeals to you for each class, so I definitely want to prioritize getting at least one good Transmog set for each class, just so I can look good while progressing through Shadowlands. And you never know, you might get some lucky drops. I got Thoridal on my first time going through Sunwell Plateau on my Hunter, which is pretty damn lucky if you ask me. Speaking of Transmog, can we just talk about the Sprite Darter set real quick? I think it just looks ridiculous, especially on my Tauren, but I don't know, maybe some people like it? It's just a bit over the top for me, I guess. What do you think? The fourth thing I've been doing in the Shadowlands pre-patch is mount farming. I did have a goal before Shadowlands hits to get the 350 mount achievement, which I have since achieved. I really wanted to level through Shadowlands on my blue boy. There's definitely mounts that still elude me, like the Vitreous Stone Drake. I've done Stonecore so many times, it's ridiculous, and I still don't have that mount. So hopefully I'll be able to get that before Shadowlands, just so it's not a slap in the face anymore. The fifth and final thing that I've been doing so far in the Shadowlands pre-patch has been cleaning up my bags, my bank, and my quest logs for the characters that I'm going to play. Having clean bags will save a lot of trouble when Shadowlands hits, so you don't have to do it then. You can also make some money by selling just random materials on the auction house that you probably were never going to use. Cleaning up your quest log will make sure that your quest log isn't full when Shadowlands comes, as you're really going to get a lot of quests when it hits. Clearing up the bags, bank, and quest log is something I do before the end of every expansion, just to make it a smooth transition for my characters. Plus in this pre-patch downtime, why not? So those are the 5 main things I've been doing in the last 2 weeks during the Shadowlands pre-patch, but there's definitely more that you could be doing. I know before Shadowlands hits, I definitely want to get some more leveling done, I want to get some achievements out of the way, maybe do some reputations as well. I also know that having a lot of gold is going to be really beneficial going into Shadowlands, so I might look into doing a bit of gold farming just to make sure I'm all set up for when Shadowlands hits, and the rates of consumables are just so expensive. So hopefully I've given you some idea of what you could be doing during the Shadowlands pre-patch. I really suggest getting to know the classes that you're going to be playing and getting your characters ready for Shadowlands, and getting those nitpicky things out of the way that you wanted to do before. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great time in the pre-patch before Shadowlands comes out, whenever that is.